Hope you're having a fabulous day. It's Lynne Forsythe here, and I just wanted to share with you how I created the papers that I used in my last video to make these flowers. And they were done on a gel plate. So I have a 5x7 and a 3x5 here, and I picked out some yummy shimmering matte acrylic paints. We have Cajun pumpkin, sangria, spring green, rainstorm, bright gold, and peony. I also have over here on the side a whole bunch of just stuff, just different little pieces. We've got cardboard. We've got, this is really cool, comes in some of your scrapbook albums. Here we go. Here's some packing material and also this. So I just thought I would have you join me on a creative journey. So the reason that I have two gel plates here is I'm going to use one in the beginning to get the paint onto my brayer. So I have it here so that I can just go ahead and smear this all over here. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this piece of cardboard here that I have. I'm going to gently let it kind of fall out, and I'm going to just make marks onto my gel plate. Just simple like that. Just out of a piece of cardboard. How pretty is that? All right, so for this one, I'm just going to do a single color pull. So we'll just take our piece of vintage paper, put it over top of our gel plate, give it a good smear around, get a little rubby going on, and then we're going to pull it off there, and there you go. And how cool are these little spirals? I love it! All right, so now what I think I want to do is I have this orange over here. I'm going to stamp into it with some bubble wrap, and I'm just going to transfer that color over onto the gel plate. Okay, really simple and kind of cool. Now, Shimmering Matte Acrylic has a little bit of a longer open time than some other paints, and that's one of the really important things to do, is to figure out how the paint that you are using is going to respond to the surface. So let's see. I don't know. I'm just going along to play here. Pull that right off of there. Okay. So this, yeah, I think it's going to be all right. So I'm just going to take my little palette knife, dip it into here, get some of that beautiful peony. All right, so can you see where the cantaloupe here shows through that peony? So pretty. Some of this pink didn't come up, but we don't waste paint. So I'm just going to use this one, the single colored one that I made, to pull some of that off of there. All right, what are we going to go with next? Let's do a little bit of rainstorm here. And I think I'm going to multi-load the colors, and I'm going to put a little bit of spring green over here. All right. I think I'm going to try to lay this lace here. And then I'm going to use this fluted side. So this is just a piece of box that I tore one side off of. But so that I can make sure that this lace is getting a good stamp into the paint. So we're going to pull this off, and let's see, did this lace work? Oh, look at that. And you also now have some colored lace that you can use on whatever project you're working on. Once again, you got to give it a good rub. You want to make sure that that paper has a total contact with the paint and the gel plate. Oh, the flute came out good. Not too excited about the lace, but that's all right. And then you can see some of that peony that had been left onto the gel plate. Pulled it right up. Now, you never waste paint, so I'm just trying to get this paint off of the brayer. All right. Let's go with a little bit of this bright gold. And part of the trick about working on a gelatin plate is that you really want to float your brayer over top, because if you push down too hard, all you do is you end up picking up the paint that you just laid down. All right, so let's see, what do I want to use here? Ooh, I think I'll use a little bit of this. So when I put this on here, I'm going to give it a little twist so that, look at that. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is this was our sheet that we used to clean off the brayer. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to gently put it down, and I'm just going to run my fingers, and look how that just transformed that. Oh my gosh. All right. So we can go back over to this one that we had just done. And this is the best way that I find to layer the perfect paints, because it does have that long open time. So to put two colors over top, it gets a little hard to do that. All right, let's take this one. Okay, so let's get a little bit of this sangria. This is such a yummy color. All right, we had a little bit of gold on there, but that's okay. So we're just going to smear this all around. A little bit of shelf liner here. Now, I know that there's paint. Let's move that out of the way. On here, don't want to waste it. So I'm just going to take it, press it into another print that I have going. Never waste paint. All right, let's get this down here. So I'm going to give this a few minutes to dry. So I'm going to go off camera and I will be back after I do this. Okay, and then you have this to work with whatever you're doing. All right, we're going to let that percolate for a few minutes. Okay, so we're back now, and it feels like that for the most part, this is all dry. So what color to use? I think I actually want to use the Rainstorm. Now, another thing that you need to know about using perfect paints is that the paint is semi-translucent. It's not transparent. It's not opaque. It has just this little bit of see-through quality to it. All right, so now that we're going to be pulling dried paint up off the gel plate, I'm going to use this farm paper that I took a photocopy of, because for some reason copy paper cleans off a gel plate. Just like that, it's gone. So we're going to give it a good massage. Let's see what we're going to get. All right, I didn't leave it down long enough, but that's okay. We got some, which that's cool looking. And what you can't see off camera is that I am transferring the spring green onto another pole, as you can see here. So now I'm using some of that packing material. It didn't give a great look laid out flat, so I thought I would wad it up. And then I thought it would be really pretty if we put that peony on top of the spring green. So once again, just using that packing material. Now I'm going to take a little of the bubble wrap and transfer that peony onto the spring green. And then we're going to put our paper on there and make our pull. But we don't want to waste all that peony pink that is on that brayer. So I'm just dabbing it on a whole bunch of prints until I can no longer get the color off of the brayer. And now that I've gotten all that peony off of that brayer, I'm going to massage the gel plate until I feel that I think it's ready. And then we're going to pull that paper up. Now here is a prime example of using vintage papers because, as you may have seen, it ripped. So as you can see, there are many possibilities on how you can get shimmering matte acrylic paints onto paper to create something beautiful. I hope you've enjoyed my creative journey. Until we meet again, stay creative. Bye!